So without wasting much of time, I set up the agenda for the next 1 hour that we are going to spend out here. We will start off with Mr. Yudhvir. He will help us walk through and share the insight how Intel is helping uh, companies and with their cutting edge technology, and how Mirasys and Intel partnership is going to take it to a longer way. And then I do have Mr. Sandeep Singh. He will be talking about the solutions, but the powerful solutions of Mirasys and the analytics, which will help. And he will also explain how it's helping different industries and domains. Uh, and so I will request Mr. Sandeep to talk about this in his talk. After this, we will have a question and answer session where audience can ask questions. They can also drop their questions on the chat. So let's start the talk, and over to you, Yudhvir.
Thanks, Vinti. So let me share my screen. Let me know once it's visible. So is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So very good morning, everyone. So first of all, my apologies. I'm in the bad connectivity due to the rainy weather. So I'll put off my video and run through the presentations to save on a bit of bandwidth so that it's a good connectivity altogether. Okay, so good morning once again and welcome to Visual Intelligence at the Edge. So I'm Yudhvir Rana, the IoT business leader for Edge AI and Vision at Intel. So today I'm pleased to talk about Visual Intelligence at the Edge, a convergence of video, artificial intelligence, and edge computing that presents exciting opportunities across our industries. So video is everywhere. So what I mean by visual intelligence is video to extract rich data sets and information to enable valuable predictive capabilities and insights for your business. Video is everywhere. Sensors and devices are always improving and the cost of those devices are decreasing. Performance is increasing and the new capabilities are emerging, accelerating innovation. Until very recently, for video to be useful, dedicated personnel had to watch live feeds and maintain their attention, something that's difficult, costly, and nearly impossible to scale. So now AI can do much of the heavy lifting, helping extract useful value from the data. So there is a vast growing need for intelligence in edge-based video applications. More than ever, companies are looking for real-time business insights from the video. Some examples of business insights from video include inventory level monitoring in retail, quality control and defect detection in manufacturing, crowd management or safety and security in smart cities, video recognition for traffic control, smart parking in road infrastructure for smart cities as well. So essentially, sorry. So Wendy, my screen is visible still?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So the big opportunity is enabling a quicker path to business innovation. So naturally, so this starts with transitioning from analog to digital feeds, something that's been happening for a while. With modern sensors and data at the edge, organizations can solve problems more quickly and cost effectively than before. So they are also investing in systems that are not static. Over time, what can be done with the data will just get better and more valuable. In addition to updatable software, analytics capabilities, AI and ML services are always improving. Because of this, edge devices in place today will be able to capture future business opportunities that we can't predict. A very good example of this is our global sensitivity to social distancing in the wake of pandemic. What was formerly a little known capability became a primarily scalable use case almost overnight. So there are three key drivers of the push to the edge. First is the need for real-time results. So when we say real-time without any latency, so there are many use cases where you can't wait for the video to be sent to the cloud to be processed. Examples of this might be machine vision defect detection on production line or maybe facial detection for real-time access control. So maybe these are the typical examples of maybe the latency prone use cases where you cannot expect any latency. You need to have a real-time decision. Secondly, edge intelligence can help with bandwidth and storage operating costs. You don't want to pay to transmit and store superfluous video, especially as now we are using more of a 4K video. So you only want to move and store what matters. Finally, in many cases, video data cannot leave the premises due to privacy or other regulations. So this push to the edge is helped by the massive increase in compute performance in smaller and lower power silicon. So video provides rich data, but effective analysis is essential to convert that into useful, actionable insights. Artificial intelligence enables this conversation at the edge without having to move data to the cloud. AI at edge puts compute, storage, and analytics close to where the data is created. It's more immediate and typically less costly than solely cloud-based alternatives. As sensors become more ubiquitous, organizations need to make sure they plan thoughtfully for the configuration of hardware and software that meets their specific business challenges. Data storage costs, data availability, and especially cybersecurity must be addressed. The explosive growth of video analytics is transformational, creating further opportunities for hardware, software solutions to address specific business needs. So there's a massive market all in front of so where we can use the analytics for the business transformation towards the digital transformation of the organizations. So emerging AI solutions at edge drive innovation and create value. Visual intelligence is transforming industries and expanding opportunities at the edge. So you can name any use cases, let it be a video safety and security. So where you can have that send alerts for the security personnel that directly communicate with command and control or signal and alarm communication altogether. And similarly, maybe defect detection or the traffic monitoring for the ITMS applications where you can reduce the congestions on the road. Automatically, you can automate the tolling, so automatically detecting the number plate and the toll, so barriers can be opened up, so which further brings in a lot of efficiency in operations so that the queue length can be reduced and automatically. So it is all about that happiness index, how much the time we are spending in the traffic jam, so how we can reduce that. So AI helps and solves that problems altogether in the bigger sense. But let's pause for just a moment and look more carefully at what we should consider as we make the most of what's available. Existing setups are probably inadequate to address the future business requirements for AI at the edge. Even as video data becomes a key enabler of innovation and process improvement, it is important to address managing the complexity of AI deployment, how we are integrating AI into distributed systems, hiring and retaining staff with sufficient expertise, and providing the training to enhance critical skills, ensuring compatibility with existing infrastructure, scaling performance for distributed computing, and creating sufficient ecosystem solutions for diverse workloads. So with these new and promising use cases comes exposure for bad actors. Change is accelerating. High-profile, expensive hacks are daily news, and cybersecurity attacks spill over into physical vulnerabilities. The recent hack of maybe one of the camera vendor, for instance, compromised 150,000 cameras inside a hospital, prisons, and offices, and more. So you can well assume that how the data privacy has been exposed. So additionally, implications of the pandemic are driving sweeping changes in how organizations think about managing foot traffic, especially in crowded public spaces, or choke points as another vector of business risk. As the edge grows, cyber criminals gain a larger attack surface. It's no longer enough to protect software layers because attackers try to exploit any entry point in any layer of the IoT. Hardware security can't replace software security at every level. However, hardware protection is still essential. Intel Security Essential is our consistent hardware-based protection, built-in hardware foundation of trust that protects the platform, data, and enables trusted applications without compromising performance. and a compromise at any layer can make the entire stack vulnerable. So Intel has developed a holistic security action plan to help safeguard from build to retire. Intel is providing a collection of governance processes, tools and technologies for our product as well as working with the ecosystem to extend trust throughout the product lifecycle. A comprehensive intelligent video safety and security solution consists of multiple devices and components, from the end camera devices to the edge, and finally to cloud compute. Power can impact the performance of the entire security system. So when we look at the basic anatomy of video security solution, they are generally look like this today. So there are endpoint devices made up of cameras and other sensors that get aggregated together through the network to a central management point, then typically connected to a large backend for storage that could either be a local data center, a private cloud, or a public cloud service. From endpoint through the edge into the backend, there are various levels of analytics that take place, providing a hierarchy of artificial intelligence. While there will likely be some aggregate analytics taking place in the backend, it's the edge part of the solution where the bulk of real-time scene intelligence is happening in. So like if you can assume here, so we are just collecting the data. So in scenario of the video management systems and all that, the deep learning analytics, what are being deployed in the field today. So how you are aggregating the data and taking the decision on the right point. So good example can be having that the edge devices on the traffic side of it. So where it is maybe detecting the automatic number plate and automating the red light onto that along with that, monitoring the red light violation and speed violations altogether. So that way, Intel OpenVINO enables reprocessing of rich data at the edge through edge devices at a better price per stream and at the better performance levels. So essentially, when there is a camera, Intel can process, analyze, and store the rich data those cameras generate. An optimized visual intelligence solution from Intel incorporates Intel Edge AI analytics, media, security, storage, and long life cycles. So you name the any part of the pipeline once the video data is being generated by the cameras. So after that, so we process the data, we analyze the data, and we store the data all together, getting the business insights, along with that providing the long cycles that so whenever you are building our product, it is sustainable for a larger duration of time so that you don't have to quickly change onto that hardware product life cycle. You can keep on your investment on optimizing the software, bringing in the new use cases using the same hardware platform altogether. So Intel is answering the demand of innovative digital solutions across many use cases, including safety and security. So with that, we bring our deep ecosystem and decades of industry experience, our extensive portfolio of hardware and software tools, and definitely Intel's brand strength and global reach, so which helps your organizations collaborating with Intel to grow altogether to the geographical expansion. So today, business problems solved by AI require a comprehensive system level approach with scaled solutions at reasonable cost with software portability. So that solution isn't always the fastest benchmark running of the fastest silicon. Intel-based appliances, so as we worked along with the Mirasys and the various hardware vendors, offer a comprehensive system approach that incorporates all the end-to-end feature requirements, that is video codec, AI inferencing, cybersecurity, networking, general purpose pre and post processing at a very reasonable cost and with IoT fortification. So whether businesses are adding a dedicated AI appliance to upgrade their legacy network video recorders and server storages, or whether the AI inference solution already in place needs a performance boost to support more video analytics, one thing remains clear: video analytics on Intel can be right-sized to meet current as well as future performance, power, and cost requirements. So thank you very much for that. Over to you, Vinti.
Yudhvir, it was a session and it was really nice walkthrough, insightful, and a detailed. We got the detailed information what Intel is planning to do and what we are, how we can go ahead and we can partner with some best of the industry solutions for sure. So now, Sandeep, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Vinti. Yeah, thanks, Yudhvir. It was a pretty informative session, and I'm sure there are the key points which all of the guys who are there in the call have noted down. So, for the next 30 minutes, I will be taking you through the Mirasys solutions. So, the agenda for the next 30 minutes will be I will be connecting you to the real life challenges, what the real life challenges, what everyone is facing as of now, then how to mitigate these challenges, what are the analytics we can provide, what are the technologies you can use to mitigate these challenges. Then after this, I will be taking you to the new initiative which Mirasys has implemented. So the new initiative I will be positioning, and then a small case study that will run you through the all the typical solutions what are deployed in the particular opportunity and what the solutions we have provided there. So this will cover the entire 30 minutes of the session. So let me share the screen first. Hopefully my screen is visible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's first of all comes to the real life challenges. What are the real life challenges we are facing? Uh, as per the globally, 1.35 million people are getting killed due to road accidents every year. So that's huge. Apart from this, global average crime rate index is 44.74, while in India the average crime rate is 487. So in India, the crime rate, you can identify the crime rate is pretty high as compared to the other countries. According to WHO, one out of every three women has faced a crime against them in their lifetime. So that is also pretty huge. And most of them are majorly they are facing in India. It is estimated that the fatal and non-fatal crashes, injuries, will cost the world economy about $1.8 trillion. Major accidents, what are the happened? It happens, the casualty happens, and it turns into the fatal because the right information is not reaching to the right person at the right time. So that's the whenever any crash happen on the roads. So that's the thing. If the information reaches to the right person on the right time, that can be saved and can avoid the fatal thing. Every fifth casualty in the world due to fire and smoke is from India. So that's the huge what India is facing, the casualties from fire and smoke. So these are the real life challenges, and we are there to provide you the solutions. So let's go through it. Let me introduce Mirasys. What Mirasys is. Mirasys is the software development company in the video management and the video analytics softwares what we provide. We established in 1997 in Finland. We have a presence in 5 different continents right now. We have a database or the customer database of more than a lakh customers right now, and almost 1 million of the different cameras what we have connected through our VMS. Out of those cameras which are connected through our VMS, more than 10,000 cameras are connected on the native drivers. By native drivers, we mean to say that there is 100% transparency between the softwares and the hardware. All the camera features are shown in the compatible with the Mirasys VMS. And apart from that, there are certain use cases, more than 40 different use cases what we provide. Use cases are the analytics solutions what we are offering. So it's keep on increasing because day by day we are doing the R&Ds and developments of the new use cases as per the requirements which are coming in the market. So this is just a tips about the Mirasys. Let's come to the analytics solutions what we offer. Whatever the analytics solutions we offer, all are 3D calibrated solutions. They are all AI deep learning based analytics what we offer. So coming to the first one is the crowd detection and the crowd estimations. By the crowd detections, we mean to say that whenever there is any place is there and it is too much crowded, so with the analytics, with our AI based analytics, the authorities can come to know that there is a certain crowd and the movement can be smooth, so they can work on it and smoothen the movement. So this helps in mitigating the crowd in particular area, and this can also be used in the open area as well as in the office areas or any particular areas. You can use this crowd estimations and the crowd detection. By the crowd estimations also, what algorithm we use is it works on the head counts of the persons. We have used the CNN algorithm, that is conventional neural network architecture, what we are using it in deploying this crowd detections and the crowd estimations. So every second the software is counting it and collecting the heat map and giving the informations about the crowd. So that's the way the crowd detection works. Then we have fire and smoke detection. Uh, it is helpful in any kind of a road accident that happens and the fire is there, any kind of if the fire is there in the building or any institution that catches the fire, or any PSUs or pipelines, oil and gas pipelines that are facing a lot of such issues in the fire and smoke detection. So we have the solution for this. In this, we cannot avoid that fire, but we can mitigate it and take the actions whenever there is a smoke or the fire. Whenever the smoke starts coming, with the analytics algorithm, what we are using it, it can alert the authorities, and then they can take the corrective actions, and uh, that can avoid the expansions of the fire. They can avoid that fire thing. So this is the model what we have developed for the fire and smoke, and it has been deployed in the scenarios like the pipelines and all, what we have deployed the solutions for fire and smoke detections. Then coming to the next one is the helmet and the PPE detection. Helmet detection can be used for the following the road traffic movements and the following the traffic rules. We can use the helmet detections whenever the two-wheeler rider is not wearing the helmet. Then our software algorithm can detect it and send the alerts to the authorities, and accordingly the authorities can take the actions on them. And all these things will be happening in the real time. Then the PPE detection that will be used in the factories or the certain environment where the person has to wear the PPE detection while working in that particular environment, like the safety vest or helmet, gloves, shoes. These are the kind of algorithm what we have developed, and that has been deployed in certain factory environment where the persons are not wearing the helmet, that can be alerted immediately. So this can help you in avoiding certain incidents that can happen if the person is not wearing these safety jackets. So that's the another analytics what we have developed. Coming to the next one is the accident detection. Accident detection is an algorithm what we have developed using the long short term memory thing. That is the architecture what we follows here. In this, as soon as the accident happened and and it is detected in the cameras, the software will keep on running that algorithm per frame basis, and immediately authorities are informed. So this is the kind of scenarios, if the authorities are not informed in the real time or the right time, the action will delay. So with this solution, we can have the action in the right time, and this avoids the casualties in certain cases. So that's the accident detection. Also, we have the garbage bin detection. We are following with that Pradhan Mantri Yojana, that is the Swachh Bharat. We have developed the garbage bin detection. Though garbage is not that frequent that need to be maintained, so we have set up a time of limit of the 10 minutes or the 15 minutes, and every 10 to 15 minutes the algorithm will be running and checking it the certain environment. And whenever there is a garbage, that can alert it to the authorities to clean that. So this is the garbage bin detection analytics what we have. Then we have the classification, detection, and the tracking. It is really helpful in tracking any kind of vehicle that involved in the accident, or any kind of the person that involved in such incidents. So here also we have used the conventional neural network algorithm. What we have used it, and it is works on the CUDA core architectures. So this analytics is helpful in maintaining the following the traffic rules as well as in the environment of the offices where you want to track something or some person has done some activities or the event that needs to be tracked. So you can track that person, detection of the person as well as tracking of that person as well. Coming to the scenario of the COVID thing, in the COVID, there's a scenario that a person should wear the mask and there has to be the social distancing norms to be followed. So that's the only thing where, because COVID has affected the entire economy of the country or entire economy of the world. So keep it flowing. These precautions needs to be maintained. So we have that analytics of the face mask detection where the person is not wearing the mask or violating the rules. Then the certain alerts can be generated while they are violating the rules. So that can this can definitely helps in the avoiding the spread of the COVID thing. That was we have followed, and every frames that will be capturing almost 100 faces in the one particular frames. So the violations can be corrected immediately, and it's happening in the this is also happening in the real time, so that immediate actions can be taken. Continuing with the face mask, the another analytics is the social distancing thing that is also related to the COVID thing. The face mask detections and the social distancing things. These are the two things that needs to be maintained and has to be followed rigorously to avoid any spread of the COVID further. This can only helps the entire world economy to grow again. Otherwise, there will be again a lockdown and all. No, nobody is looking for such kind of scenarios to happen again. So these are the analytics what we have developed. Now, coming to the next one is the weapon detection. Very important analytics to detect the weapon that will help you in that will help you in avoiding any kind of the event or the activity the person is doing with the weapon or he is taking certain actions. So that can be detected, weapon can be detected, and immediately the alerts can be given to the police authorities or any other authorities who are maintaining that particular place. And that can be happen also in the live environment, indoor as well as the outdoor, whether the person is moving in the crowded place with a weapon, that can also be detected with the certain algorithm what we run on the through our software. So moving to the new thing, that is the latest new thing what we are introducing, that is the system thinking. System thinking is determining the symbolic representation. That algorithm we have developed that represent that detects the symbols, and accordingly the alerts can be generated. And this is especially we have developed for the women's safety, taking considerations of the women's safety into consideration. So this system thinking that will act as a catalyst that will help you to identify if the person if the woman is facing any issues. This catalyst will work based on the gesture recognitions. So we have developed the certain gestures. I will show you in the next slide the certain gestures what we have developed. So this is the India's first ever gesture recognition women safety monitoring tracked by the Mirasys women solution. So this is the first kind of gesture detection solutions what we have developed. And this is the quickest and the most efficient response statements to the crime related unforeseen situations. Whenever there is a woman is in the distress or somebody is teasing it and something that can be immediately with the gesture we can identify it. So certain gestures what we have developed is whenever the hand is up by the woman and had been turned upside down two to three times, then the algorithm will capture that. And with this movement of the hand, the symbol, the software will identify it, and immediately the alerts will be going to the authorities to take certain necessary actions. So this is a very good analytics what recently introduced by us, that is the system thinking symbols. In the holistic situation, this gesture can be repeated 3 times for the gesture recognition and identifies security systems to analyze it and take actions. So this is the latest introduction which I need to introduce to you. Now I will be moving to a small case study where we have developed. This is the kind of a case study where what the solutions we have developed for the smart city environment. There, the requirement was to tighten the city security, to improve the crowd management, decongestion of the road, that is the proper road traffic or the movement of the vehicle should be the proper. Heat teasing of the women and the was the major problem what in that particular city they are facing, and the cleanliness, that is the solid waste management should be proper. So the solution what Mirasys has offered, as Mirasys has successfully implemented the various AI-based use cases in that particular city, and that was focused on the social economic growth of the city as well as the cleanliness and the smooth traffic movement opted by the Mirasys deep learning based analytics what we have offered. These analytics are based on the unsupervised and the supervised, the combination of the both unsupervised and the supervised learning that will work on the adaptive, comparative, and hermeneutic methodologies what we follow. Adaptive means the algorithm will adapt according to the environment, outside environment. Comparative as will work in the indoor environment, and hermeneutic that will work in the environment that is the extreme case, while there's too much of the rain or too much of wind is blowing, and that algorithm will adjust according to the environment. So these are the methodologies what we followed. The impact of this particular solution that we have deployed in that particular city was, earlier there was the certain vulnerability groups that the women and the children and the elderly persons were feel insecure while moving after the sunset if they are going out. So that was that they feel insecure. But after deploying that kind of the solution, the security level has improved, and they feel much more secured after the cameras and the analytics has been deployed there. The crime rate from the against the woman has been reduced by 30%, and the road safety has been improved. So the accident which was happening earlier, that has been reduced by 20 to 25%. And there's a decline of the road accident, that accident has been declined by 10%. That is due to the rash driving. So these are the impact which was happened after deploying the solution. So what was the role of that Mirasys in that particular city we have deployed the solution is, we have provided the central monitoring of the entire city. On the single place, the authorities will be monitoring the entire city. We have given the securities for the entire citizens. We have given the securities, real-time alerts. What the solutions through our analytics has been given at the central locations to take certain actions. Solid waste management, that is maintenance of the cleanliness of the entire city. Garbage waste detection, what we have maintained. Then traffic management, as I have already informed that the rash driving incidents has been reduced by 10%. Tracking of the criminals, yes, that's the very good advantage what the city had, and they were able to catch more criminals as compared to the earlier before deploying the solutions. And then predictive analytics, there are multiple analytics what we have defined and we have developed and deployed there, and the certain dashboards and the virtualization platforms what we have offered there. We have also given the emergency service alerts, that immediately the alert has to go to the either the hospitals or the police stations. That has also been deployed there. Going further, why the Mirasys is preferred as an AI solution partners to them? So coming to that, the solution USPs, what we have offered a unified platform. That's a single platform that we have given for the video management, video analytics, AI-based analytics, and the single dashboard. That's the unified solutions what they got. Then we have given the solution as the value for the money, because our solution can be deployed as a 256 cameras per recorder. That too, along with the analytics, what we have deployed, that's giving the value for the money to the end customer. Then the solution what we have deployed is the 256-bit AES encryption. Along with that, SHA 256 and the public key RSA 4096-bit. That is the best in the industry and the highest level of encryption what we have offered. Then low TCO. By the low TCO, I mean to say that there's a reduction of 30% of the less hardware requirement, because we are running the analytics and the VMS on the single platform. Then there's a compression level what we have offered is pretty high. That will reduce the storage requirement as well. So the requirement of the hardware will reduce. So not only the hardware requirement will reduce, it resulted in the requirement of the space. Less space will be required, resulted in the less electricity will be required, then the less cooling will be required. So the cost of the ownership will reduce drastically with the solution what we offer. Then the different types of analytics, including the solid waste management, safety and the security and the traffic what we have offered. Going further, all the analytics are the 3D calibrated AI-based supervised as well as unsupervised learning methodologies. What we have followed, we have also followed the conventional neural network algorithm. What we have followed in analytics, we have access to the petabytes of the data that will help us in training a lot of analytics. What we used to train, because these analytics are the AI based, like needs lot of training to be done before doing any deployment. So we have the access to petabytes of the data to develop that analytics. 24 years of R&D, what we are doing, we are specific in the software field doing the analytics. Almost 30% of our revenue has been invested in the R&D, and we are doing a lot of R&D and doing the new developments as per the requirements coming up. We can integrate our solutions with the any third party. We provide the support for the API based integration that can done through the API based integrations, and it can also be integrated to any command and control center through API. And we are also the partners to the OS certified, Microsoft Gold certified partners. So that will definitely help whenever any upgradations or the patch upgrade happen at the OS level, that will automatically reflected at the Mirasys software. So we need not have to do any upgradations at our level. Coming back, this is we have been awarded as the company of the year in 2020 because of our innovative ideas what we have developed. So we have been allotted from the CIO Review India as the company of the year. And that's the end of my presentation. That's what I want to tell you in this session. You can note down my mobile number as well as the email ID. We will definitely try to answer all the questions right now, whatever the questions has been there. But if certain questions have not been answered, you can also email us on my email ID, and we will definitely revert on those your questions. Yeah, Vinti, up to you. Let me check the question.
Yeah, thank you, Sandeep. So it was a nice presentation, and you talked in detail about women's safety, which is the need of the hour, I would say. And yes, that's really great that Mirasys is having a solution for women's safety, which is really good to know. And Sandeep, I guess you have few questions in the chat, so if you can answer. So first question is from Amit Roy. He's asking how much level of encryption Mirasys has, I guess.
Yeah, this was I already answered that. Again, I will answer that. We uses the 256-bit AES encryption as well as 256-bit RSA, what we have used. That is one of the highest level in the industry. If you are doing any online banking transactions, so you will see that in that transaction they will use 128-bit encryption. We are using the double the encryption what the banking environment are using it. So it's the highest level of encryption, and the encryption is not only at the one level. We are using this encryption at 3 different levels. There are 3 different levels in the certain whenever you are doing the deployment. Whenever you are taking the feeds from the cameras to the server, that has been encrypted by us. Then the feed from the server to the storage, that has also been encrypted by us. And whenever you are accessing from the storage, that has also been encrypted. So there are encryption at all the 3 different levels. So no one can decrypt our recordings or any the things we are doing it. So hopefully I would have answered.
The solution that Mirasys is providing.
Yeah, that's the best solution. I will say that's the best solution in the market what we are providing in the level of encryption.
Great. So I guess you have another question. What are the benefits of Windows OS partner? Whereas TCO low to others.
Yeah. So I will take the first question first. That is the OS partnership question. By the OS partnership, We mean to say that we work hand in hand with the OS partners, like we are the partners to Microsoft. So when because you can understand that the Microsoft or any OS will come up with the different patches, and that those patches are very frequent. So there are the quite possibility that certain patches will not be supported at the VMS level if they are not the partners. So if they are not supported, then once the patch upgrade, then the VMS will stop functioning or the certain functions will not be operational. So the at the VMS level, they have to upgrade the system or they have to put some certain patches as OS partner has done it. But in our case, as we are the partners to Microsoft, we work hand in hand with the Microsoft team. Whenever any patch is happening or whenever any new patch is coming at the Microsoft level, so Microsoft and the Mirasys work hand in hand. So it will be supported at the Mirasys level also. So Mirasys need not have to do any upgradation. The patch will be in line with the Mirasys software, and that's the best advantage what we can offer to the end customer. Now coming to the next question, that is the Mirasys TCO. That is the total cost of ownership should be low. In the presentation also I have highlighted the requirement of the hardware is pretty less as compared to the any other OEMs in the market. So we can run the analytics on the VMS platform itself. When the requirement of the hardware is less, that the servers or the storage are less, so the requirement of the cooling, space, electricity, all the things will reduce. So this resulted in the total cost of ownership for the customer in the longer run will be definitely less as compared to any other OEMs in the market. Hopefully, I have answered this as well. Is there any other question, Vinti?
I think so, no. So, okay, so we have open source. Is it available? It's from Satyam.
Open source, we work hand in hand with the Microsoft. We are not the open source, so it's not the open, but we can integrate at the API levels to the other third-party open source software as well.
Okay. Okay, so I guess we don't have any more questions for now. Okay, there is. Can we get more gestures edition for the women's safety?
Yeah, definitely. I will answer this. We have recently introduced this and developed it. So we have taken care of the three gestures as of now. But going forward, yes, there will be multiple gestures that we will identifying and putting it in our software. So that customizations will be done by our R&D team. Yeah.
So, great. So I think it was a really a nice session, and I first of all like to thank Yudhvir and Sandeep for giving us insight of Intel and Mirasys and how it's developing its R&D team, the strong R&D team that we are having, and the solutions that we look forward. And yes, and uh, let's. So I also want to thank all the attendees, and we hope that you enjoyed it. And if you have any question that wasn't answered or you have any queries later on, you can obviously drop us our email and we will get back to you in a day or two. So thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. So all the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a
Thank
lot.
you.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot
very
for
much,
joining.
everyone. Have a
Thank you,
good
Thank you.
day.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Take care. Bye.